One day, Mom brought back this guy.
I was living in Greeley with my parents still. I think I was like 24. And I came back
from birth.
Oh, from birth!
We're siblings.
Oh.
Yeah. I held you this way, and I said, can we keep him?
Started playing music in church, in a Spanish-speaking church, mostly Mexican church, and lots of like cumbias and stuff like that. So that's what we grew up with. That's how we started playing music. Becca started playing when she was 9, keyboard.
Come on!
And then I started playing drums when I was 9, and we were the only music in the church until from the time we were 9, I guess, to the time, I don't know, what did you use? Like 19, I was like 22.
Yeah, I was like 20, and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
But we didn't play together for a fair amount of years after that. And then I moved back here and we started doing it again.
Sure, doing this been, he thinks 11 years, I say 10. It's probably 11.
It's 11.
He's better at years than I am. I'm like, yesterday I was, what was I doing yesterday? He's so good with like names and titles and stuff like that. But we were trying to think of a name for this band, and we were going through a bunch of different things, and he came up with that. We came to the conclusion later that it's kind of the epitome of who we are as people and what the music is in and of itself, which is like a dichotomy of all things. Like, I want to be in the mountains at the same time as I want to be in a city. I want to be alone, but I want to be like with people. It's like this. So savage, there's this like savage party, and then there's just like very tender, sweet part of you.
I think I was reading, what's that book about the house where it like changes?
Oh, House of Leaves.
House of Leaves. I was reading House of Leaves, and then I was reading something more like something older, because I got half of it from that book somehow, and then half of it from the other one. And I don't remember how I came to it, but we were also in a band that I was the front person in that band. It was called Wolf Bunny, which we also decided was the same exact thing. It's like pretty much the Savage Rush in a different fucking way.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've just been fan-humaning you for a long time. Like, yeah, we went to church together and everything, but it was more just your aura and your energy field and your relationship as siblings and friends. Like, that's just like a camaraderie you don't see a lot of. What would you tell your younger self now when you didn't have this type of representation?
It's the way that we grew up was we were saturated in that.
Lucky.
And we felt very represented by that community. So I don't think I would change that. I would probably tell myself to appreciate it more.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I would probably tell myself to stick closer to that, because it's something that's very important to me, but also it's something I can't get away from. Like, we were both medical interpreters, like Spanish to English. So
we're still very much in that kind of world. But yeah, I think I think there are a lot of questions I never asked myself. I never thought once, like, wow, there aren't very many women doing this. And I think it's because people say that I have just such like a confidence, which is cool, but like, it's just that it didn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't mean anything to me that I just was good at what I did. I think I'm good at what I do, so I did that, It there wasn't a lot of thought until someone brought it up, and I was like, wow, you're right, I am the only girl. In like maybe a year we played with a handful of other girls in a band, or maybe they have one girl in the band, but I think as far as the other part of it goes, it's just like so ingrained in you that like I never thought about it a whole lot. It is super cool though to see now like cumbia, because we grew up playing that.
God, I know. I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, now it's becoming a thing that people are super interested in, and I'm like, you guys are way late to the game.
Yeah.
There's stuff from the 60s and 70s that was like cumbia psych that people had no clue about until very recently.
Not to mention, like, almost every Spanish-speaking country has a version of it. Like, there's, like, they don't all have, like, not all countries have, like, rancheras or corridos, but they all have a
Cumbia.
version. Almost all of them have a version of cumbia.
Latin American, Central American, South American. Yeah, they all have this like rhythm. So I think that's, yeah, it's just something that's like, and it comes up even when we play a song that sounds super rock and roll. If you know what to listen for, you will hear those rhythms throughout it.
Just from Greeley to Johnstown, even in the church realm, we didn't have that across the board. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then just like my family, not really knowing myself to be a Huera or any of that, to like now to just see that you've always been representing that and it's been so close to me is like, oh my God, this is part of my community. So that's why like, I'm going to tell my younger self, Dani, they're going to continue representing, okay? The art that you all are is insane. Can we answer it?
It's my dad. I guarantee it's my dad.
What?
Yup. Because I know that's who's calling me right now, but mine's not right.
Hi, Dad.
Hello, Brother William.
Oh, God. Oh, brother. Jesus Christ. Anyway, back to what I was thinking. Hopefully I can grab back onto that. The squirrel brain is squirreling.
Oh,
but also I was going to add to what you were saying that just like, it's really, really, really cool to see people. It's also like, this UMS was the most I've ever seen like Hispanic music represent. Grew up Mexican, so we're Mexicans.
We grew up fighting that fight.
Yeah.
So I don't ever think about it, but now that it's like, things are going on in our country the way that they are, and seeing someone actually give a fuck and actually being, I saw more cumbias in places I did not think that would happen.
Oh God,
This time than I've ever seen.
And it's such a that type of music is just so powerful.
Somatically.
I'm not a spiritual person, but if there's something that could be compared to spirituality, it's like that. Seeing people come together in music, with music, and like that type, especially right now, but also. Just going back to a little bit of what you said about people seeing the way that we play and the passion that we put into it, I'm very grateful for that because we pour ourselves into it, and people say that they're like, I can see how much you're having fun. I will say there was a time where there was something going on inside of me where I had to sort of change my mindset because I was becoming bitter and jaded, hardcore, and I had to be like, if I don't change my mindset about certain things, I'm gonna lose this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my pure love and passion for it. And it took a lot of hard work. And I still battle with it. Mm-hmm. But it's something that like, if we're going to measure success, people say, oh, you're playing with that big band. You're playing with that band's really big. And I hate hearing that because as a measure of success, the amount of people we've touched, the amount of beautiful things people say to us after we play, if I die tomorrow, that's it. I've done it.
Yeah.
I am a success in my eyes, and that's how you should view it because it is really hard as an artist to make a living at it, and we still try. I like just turned 40, and there was a time when I was like, having anxiety about like as a woman, a lot of women just drop out because they don't want to be seen. And now I think we're living in a time where that's being pushed back. And they're like, it doesn't matter how old you are. And some of the people I look up to, there's a band called Acid Mother's Temple. And those guys are like not young, and they're doing the thing. I mean, Ozzy played a show a week before, or I don't know, maybe don't quote me on that. However, it was a week, wasn't it?
You just played.
And I'm like, who cares about that?
Yeah.
Who cares?
Also,
as long as you're not like on your, as long as you take care of yourself, I believe you gotta take care of yourself. Like, you can go.
I also think that it's important that it's a little bit selfish making art. Like, I genuinely think that.
There's some ego.
Yeah.
Well,
ego.
no, it's just that like if you're making something good, it has like for me, it's one of the only times I get to be selfish because I'm constantly thinking about how everyone else feels. And whatever, and like the only thing that matters to me about music at the end of the day is that the product of what I made, I'm very proud of, and I think that it's really good. So I don't give a fuck if I get to play with big bands or anything like that. I just want like the music that I make, recorded or otherwise, to be very fucking good, and I want to be very proud of it.
Yeah.
And I don't, and there's a certain point, of course I want people to love it, and I love seeing people love it, but it is for me, and I'm okay with that because it's
Yeah, that's why.
If I didn't play it for that reason, it wouldn't be fun for you to listen to in the first place.
Come on, though. Yeah, that's brilliant.
That,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
that love wouldn't come through.
Yeah. Again, kind of going back to that selfishness, or like, you know, it is about me and it's your art and your expression. I do covet that stuff for myself too. I covet my community. I covet my time, and you have to recharge. And also because it's your art, it's your expression. And that's so huge.
Yeah, it's extremely important. You hear people, you know, and it's not out of like, I don't think it is egotistical. I think if anything, you're letting go of it when you do that thing specifically to feel that way. It's just,
it's true, because you're putting yourself out there. You're, you know, yeah.
You're letting go of a lot of things, but also like you're allowing yourself to be selfish about that one thing.
Yeah.
That's extremely important. And like it belongs to you. You're making something, it belongs to you. It's your fucking baby. Like you should be a little selfish about it. And you know, it's like you always see people being interviewed and they're like, if it wasn't for the fans, and it's like it's true, like it's important. Of course, people are important.
You want to touch people with your music.
Yeah.
But yeah, you want them to feel the same way that you do about it.
That's it.
But if I'm not being,
you want them to feel how you do about it.
If I'm not making the music specifically because I love doing it for myself, then they're not going to feel that way about it. So,
I can't. Y'all are just. They're so cool. How did you feel about the potential farewell of this year's UMS?
I'm hoping it's not going to be the last one, because I feel like this time it was done a little differently. Because people were like, we got to show up. So, I mean, I'm bummed. I'm bummed if it's the last, but I also feel like people showed up.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what, we've been part of this for this long. The first thing I came to see in Denver was this thing, or they'd come from out of state and find out about you. So, I don't know.
There's also apparently, I was talking to a friend and he was saying like, there has been so much, like there's not been nearly as many people going to festivals in general. Like South by Southwest, it was like their lowest year or something. And it's, I think that people are not present enough with the music to keep things like that going. So, I mean, it was nice this year. Like, I honestly don't think I've seen that many people there.
I just back to what you said really quickly, something about being present. I think that, and I hate to kind of go back to this, but COVID stuff and the pandemic kind of messed us up.
Yeah,
and I started realizing, like, I didn't want to be in public spaces. I would be like, there's too many people here. And I very recently kind of started to try and let go of that, where I was like, you know what? Like, who cares? Like, I started to be in this world of what ifs. And I think a lot of people are, especially the younger generation, are worried about how they'll be seen. They're going to be taped, they're going to be videoed. So there's a lot of this us being present that's gotten lost.
Yeah, wow.
And especially in being present with just music and knowing what's going on around you, because everyone started from someplace, right? A band doesn't just some do get really lucky. Their first single, their first video, that was it for them. But then you have bands like us who've been fighting the fight to keep going, and we've kept going, but it's been hard. It's not been easy. And just you fight it for yourself, but
we're also not playing music like I've said this before, but like our music, it's like not as accessible. It's also a different genre, like psychedelic, like garage rock, whatever. If you're into like 60s, 70s shit, you really like our stuff. And most of those people are a little bit older. But anyone who goes to our show likes it because it's fun and but it's not like something you're going to seek out at home. You know what I mean?
Usually not.
So but you look at the younger generation and what they're making, and it's like, and I want them to come to like older people's shows, because when I was young, it was like, let's be with the older people.
Yeah.
We know how to make music. But those like younger kids, it's like everyone's getting famous on TikTok before they ever even go out and tour.
And
like,
then you see them live and you're like, what is this?
That's rough. Where you sit there and you're like, why are you guys are literally making a band that sounds exactly like Nirvana. Like verbatim. And there's so many of them. Like it's very strange, and and I feel bad for those kids too, because they had to go through that at formative times in their life
alone.
So they're
Yeah.
they find it hard to be present. Like she was saying, like they don't even know how to do it necessarily because the formative years where they were supposed to be going out and getting crazy and like seeing bands and going to house shows, like those years basically might as well like not existed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so back to just like being present and knowing what's going on around you, like you can't, if you're not supporting the people that are around you, and people ask us all the time when they see us, oh, you're local, and they just have no idea.
Yeah.
And it's like, where are you not finding out? How do we help you find out just here? And we play selective shows in Colorado because we're not just starting out. We want to inundate the market, so to speak. But, you know, we try and tour and we try and do that sort of stuff. But being present, I think, is something that people are now starting to crave.
Yeah.
I've been hearing a lot of people talking about, you know, how they kind of got robbed of this, and like they find it hard to connect with people. And so, but I think it's coming around. I think people are starting to realize that we're human, and humans need other people to grow and thrive and like develop in like a healthy way.
Absolutely.
I also like those, like, I went to 2 shows actually last year, or maybe it wasn't even last year yet. I went to Cigarettes After Sex, and that's really fun radio music, but holy shit, I almost fell asleep like 5 times. It was...
Hey, Cigarettes After Sex, here's this.
It's
I
good music.
apologize.
It's good music, but it's not my life thing. Whatever. But there was so many younger kids there, like actually going out to see music, and I was surprised. And then I went to Korn and Gojira, and I can't remember the other band, but there were so many younger kids, and I was like, this is great. Like, I need more of those kids to come to these shows, because remember when we would do, like, once in a while they would do all ages shows, so everyone would come in, and it was annoying, because you don't want to hang out with a bunch of 14 and 15-year-olds, but at the same time, you're like, I'm so glad they're here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so glad they're here, and
I don't
it doesn't
know, I
matter.
kind of like it because like those kids look up to you, you know?
Well, it's important. I think they need to start doing
And
that
they need
again.
to do that more.
I
think
agree.
They need more all ages shows, because
We had house shows, you know, that's where we started out, was like, oh, there's a house show down here, there's a house show down here, there's a warehouse down here, they're having a show. There were like, I can think of 4 off the top of my head when we first started, like, in this band, that were like going and doing cool stuff all of the time. And they're kind of non-existent anymore, but maybe they're starting to pop back up. But buckle up. Thanks for joining us. Thank you for Manos Sagradas for putting us on. So all our friends are gonna play, and unfortunately this is our last. So we're gonna make it count. Right? Looking better. Looking better.
I just love them. I can't handle it. They're amazing. Oh my god. I've known them since they were kids. I've known them since they were kids in church.
They're quite good.
They're amazing.
The first show I ever saw in Denver before I moved here was them at the High.
Are you serious? That's amazing, friend. I love it. Now we're out here, honey. Okay, y'all, I just need to know, where can we find you at? Where is the spot to go?
Let's look for us on the Spotify's.
Okay.
Let's look for us on Bandcamp.
Okay.
If you don't have those things, iTunes, Amazon, Google, all the things. We're the Savage Blush.
We're the Savage Blush.
Oh, we're the Savage Blush. Did I say that? Wait, Derek's not here. Wonderful bassist. He is the other third of us. He couldn't be here, but he is the man. Derek's.
Oh my God.
Look us up on MySpace.
Times are changing in social media and the demand to be an artist of so many sorts. When your main focus is just wanting to do your art, like what would you say to empower and encourage folks to just like remain in that as well?
I would say stick with it. Like, don't be discouraged. And there are such lovely people. We've had people help us, make shirts, make designs for us when we didn't have enough to pay them. We'd be like, we'll give you this or whatever. Just seek out people that you can surround yourself with that will inspire you and build a community, of good people, good artists, because they'll inspire you and you all can help each other out. Mm-hmm. And it is changing, but I think if you love what you're doing, that comes through. Mm-hmm. And people will see that and there's a reciprocal relationship that happens.
I'd say to just make sure you maintain your integrity with what you're doing as art and making sure that you're prideful about it. And again, like none of it really matters if you are not putting yourself a little bit selfishly and very pridefully into what you do, because the most important thing is what you're making and that you're proud of it.
Oh my God, y'all. This is the Savage Blush in here today. This is amazing. I'm freaking out. Thank you for coming through, y'all.
Thank you for getting a hold of us.
Oh. You killed it, friend. I love you. Oh my God. Y'all are amazing.